goes home a winner. And I couldn't call it any other way. I'm really happy I was not on that desk, James says. Mostly because Stats was yelling at everyone, but also because I think this is going to be a very close series once again.
And achieves that vote of confidence for G2. G2 came close in that last series, and you can't help but think if they didn't have such a slow start, especially in that first game, would G2 even be at this point? We know that their offense, when it is clicking, is near unstoppable.
But that's the thing, James, is that they haven't clicked in all of these games. In some games they have. There have been games that G2 have just looked amazing, right? You get that G2 offense going, they get the passing going. JNAPS has been incredible. But there's been other games where they've been held to very few shots. Defensively, they've been shaky. NRG have done a good job to rattle the cage of G2 a few times and really shut down what G2 does best, and that's just racking up the shots.
And there, Justin hand-breaking around, and Squishy stopping that shot. Awkward ball for Justin. He tips it up over Atomic, and now taking it to the ground, finding the space, dribbling it around JNAPS. Chicago up to Atomic. Atomic 50'd by Garrett G, and got another touch, double commit, open net. It's in! Garrett G sniping the corner. That touch from Atomic, Corelli, right there. I think really threw things off.
Maybe. I think that second touch was really the one that did in G2. That one went right to Garrett. I think the first one they could have recovered, but the second one was a perfect pass to Garrett.
Bit of a panic.
Yeah, I think Atomic knew he messed up. He didn't mean to get that first touch, but he was trying to salvage the play and make up for it, and instead, to the detriment of his team, passed it to Garrett with a free shot on target.
See Chicago going for the demo in net. Justin clearing it out. Atomic, a wide berth. Chicago jumps in. Squishy. First tap. Ground pinch. Justin there for the rebound. JNAPS going for net. A bit ambitious. You see Squishy like a matador dodging a raging bull.
Chicago was not going for the ball there. He wanted Squishy, and Squishy got away with both, his life and the ball. Now Chicago, no boost, can't get the flip to get the touch. The follow-up there is for JNAPS. Here comes Atomic, can't get over it. Nobody getting a touch on it. Now Chicago will try his luck, but G2 caught up to the play. This one bouncing in the midfield. Squishy wanted to find Justin, and he's gonna get a couple touches here. NRG holding on to their 1-goal lead as we come up on halftime here in game 1.
And we're still seeing the boost struggles come in. Both teams gobbling it up and burning it away. Justin on that last play, not only getting the double tap, but staying in the play and getting the challenge. Now we see a dribble attempt. Will pinch hard off the corner. Garrett will tip it out of JNAP's reach.
Wow, what a read from Squishy. That was a tough one. Atomic was throwing everything at him. And another good touch here from Atomic. He'll get back to it. Full boost as well. Try to put that one down on target. Nobody there to crash the net from G2, and an easy clear for NRG to bail themselves out, and they're happy to do so. They don't have to force the issue as they sit with 1 goal up.
Atomic playing with some fervor. He knows that first goal was on him. Garrett tapped, second effort to the corner.
Wow.
It's gonna wrap around. Atomic, if he gets that around Squishy, that might have been a goal.
Squishy just catching up to that one. Now JNAP's full boost. Flip reset inbound, and he gets a little touch over one. Justin there to clear it out. G2 still circling on this NRG side. Still threatening, but no one can hold on to the ball. As Garrett will calmly bring it down. JNAP's there in the midfield to field it for G2. G2 trying their best. Put something on target. The defense has held strong. It's 5 saves coming out from NRG to the 5 shots. Pass. They might save that one as well. Squishy jumps in front. And NRG, they have stopped G2 on some tough shots.
But it's so tense. You can see how threatening each 50 is. If it goes just slightly wrong, G2 in position to make NRG pay the price. JNAPS challenged by Garrett. Chicago 50, bouncing straight down. Squishy couldn't get there in time. Late.
Wow, read the clear though, and the flip reset. Still dicey here for G2, but it's going to be tough for NRG to break through as everyone had to rotate out. Squishy, perfect positioning again. Here he comes, boost to work with. Wants a second touch. Did so, but G2 able to field it. 10 seconds left. G2 got to go the length of the field, and NRG are not letting them out.
Chicago up. Atomic misses in the bump from Squishy. He was out of boost. JNAPS will take it to the wall.
Oh,
Pinch out Atomic. The last hope for G2, and he misses.
Wow.
And the general NRG will take game one. It was a tight one. Only goal of the game coming after that mistake from Atomic at the midfield.
Yeah, I said oh no there at the end because Chicago came across and just pinched that one out of any chance of staying on the NRG side. G2 coming up fruitless here in game one. 6 shots for the 6 of NRG, so it was back and forth for sure. The context of the game, definitely the case as well. G2 certainly had some dangerous shots, James. We were talking about that earlier, but the defense of NRG was the difference. When you talk about it, the mistakes coming out from G2, NRG stayed consistent and weathered the storm when G2 put it on.
Oh, and it seemed like it was stormy weather all game for NRG. There are a few, well, not even a few, many situations where if the 50 goes wrong, NRG, that was their last person making the challenge. I mean, you even think back to Squishy at the midfield. I think it was Atomic going up against him. If he gets that over Squishy's head, no matter where it bounces, there was no one back for NRG. And the 50s continue to play out in favor of NRG. Smart challenges, smart positioning. But G2, the amount of threats that they were able to generate without scoring, it was pretty remarkable.
See if G2 can put one away here. Shut out. And NRG, like we said, they've prevailed in a lot of these series, in a lot of these games where they make it tough for G2 to put on their offense. They make it, the execution, the bar for execution is just raised so high when you play NRG. And G2, sometimes they hit it, sometimes they don't. They're putting on the pressure now, but again, no shots coming out. JNAPS gets a second touch, throws off Atomic, and a free clear for NRG.
All eyes going to be on Atomic. Atomic has had a stellar tournament. One of the craziest goals that we've seen, that 0-second pre-jump against NRG. He seemed like he might be that X factor that can put G2 on top in North America. And so far in this final series, Atomic, the one mistake that has cost G2 so far, and it's been tight. Now a chance for JNAPS. Rebound blocked. And Garrett will clear it out.
Atomic there stopped again. All of NRG jumping after that one. And a close call for the NRG defense. Probably one of the better looks that G2 has had. And here they come again. This time this ball given away though. Justin has options. We're looking to find Garrett. Chicago read it though. All the way through. Here's Squishy looking for the backboard, but JNAPS is there. Doesn't get the touch. A big miss. Here comes Justin as he wants more of the G2 defense, but still they bailed themselves out here as NRG can't put anything together.
Justin diving into that corner. Numbers advantage potentially for G2. You saw JNAPS wave dashing, trying to get some boost for the play. And now G2 scrambling. Squishy off the crossbar and out. The G2 escape with their lives.
You can see a lot of prediction coming out from these players. And sometimes it doesn't pay off. You have to take that gamble sometimes. Here's Garrett to sneak it by JNAPS, and NRG back on top.
And you see 2 go. JNAPS streaking back. Low boost again. Not much area to work with. Garrett, after getting that first challenge, landing and shooting it right away. Perfect vision from Squishy. But the polish a bit lacking from G2. And you wonder if this is where those nerves, the experience, might be in favor of NRG at this point. There's a demo.
And Atomic. Chicago.
Chicago, that was such a clean goal after the demo.
Look at this touch from Atomic. The demo coming out from JNAPS and perfectly placed. That one, I mean, you could have put that one away with the demo coming out, but Chicago there to put it home. And that's G2 pushing up that line and finding the net there. The demolition certainly was the point where they broke through the defense, I guess quite literally there in that sense. JNAP's again hunting, wants to pass it back, but Justin saw it. And we still sit here tied, just past halftime. G2 finally getting on the board here in this series.
Back pass from Squishy. Justin gets away from him. Garrett trying to dodge a bump. Will go for a 50. That pinch.
What?
Far down, and it's in. Chicago will get it.
What a challenge from Chicago. Atomic slows Garrett down, and then Chicago comes through. Garrett didn't even get a piece, and then he patiently waits for it to come off the crossbar. What a touch, and what a challenge from Chicago.
And that's Chicago getting there first. It looked like a pinch at first glance, but no, you're right. Chicago just banging that one off the crossbar. G2 showing some life.
And they need it, James. They don't want this series to get out of hand. They don't want to have to come back against a team like NRG, especially when they're forcing G2 to play at their best right now.
G2, another chance to extend the lead. Backboard bounce, and Garrett will read it. Breakout play, cut up by Chicago. Chicago, in quite a few situations, has been the key player for G2 to break up the counterattack attempts by NRG. Again into the middle. See Justin out, gets bumped. We'll clear it downfield. Boost for Atomic. Has Chicago on the wall. Chicago towards net. It won't be on target, and that'll bounce safely out to the side.
Oh, Squishy wanted to play Garrett, and Chicago took him out. Here's an opportunity now for G2. Chicago looking for Garrett, wants a piece of him, didn't get it. Atomic shot, looking for back post. Everyone from NRG looking at it. The double commit comes out, and they are able to turn it away. Now Atomic, who's to work with. Flip reset off the crossbar, and Atomic will drop it home.
Atomic, this is the quality that you expected. The pre-flip into a flip reset, catching it wonderfully, escorting that ball home. And G2 will pad their lead, a much needed security goal, as we've seen those one-goal leads evaporate in the final seconds in these two matchups.
And Atomic finally breaking through. He's 1 for 7 here. And that one, very crucial. It's with Justin now, getting a couple touches. NRG not out of it quite yet, but they need to score soon. Justin again keeping the challenge alive and the play alive here for NRG. G2's locking it down. Squishy tried to get a flip reset, shut down by JNAPs. 10 seconds left. Justin got to put something down.
Oh,
Garrett's there, the shot, but the save from Atomic, the backflip as he hit the ground, and G2 gonna hang on.
Atomic coming off the backboard, flipping in place, denying that last second goal, making sure that G2 cruises to victory in game 2, and we are tied up in the series at 1 apiece.
Wow, what a crucial save there from Atomic. I know they're down by 2, but still, you definitely don't want to give another kickoff to NRG, and for G2, a well-earned win here. When you talk about their offense, they finally got that going. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't perfect, but they got that offense going. And Atomic, the stat line speaks for itself. 1 goal, 2 assists, 1 save, and 7 shots. That's the guy you want on the ball. That's the guy that you want being your playmaker, and he certainly was here for G2 in this game.
Oh, no doubt. And also, I mean, Atomic making that mistake in game 1. Atomic, the player who came in to make the difference for G2, he has to be leading for G2 in order for them to have a chance at closing out this title. And he was that in game 2. Brilliant. That flip reset play, even the block. Atomic, a crucial part of the offense and defense for G2. Looking quality, and they need him to stay at that level if they're going to take down the general NRG.
Let's see if they can bring it again. Chicago, he wants 2 right off the bat, and he almost got it. Justin there to shut him down, and NRG now, you kind of look towards them in that last game. Felt like they, didn't play a horrible game, capitalized on some mistakes from G2, but G2, here's a shot from JNAPs. G2 is able to put a lot more pressure, and that's just not what you want. Anyone going up against G2 when they have their way with you, it is not a good look.
JNAPs towards net. Squishy, flip reset, flinging downfield. Weak hit from Chicago, but nobody was there to punish. More midfield battles. Chicago across. Atomic trying to get a flip reset double tap ball. Starting to see his confidence grow. Wave dash off the corner does get the bounce to the middle. Garrett didn't read it. Atomic, a difficult player to play against. So good. His mechanics up there with the best in the world.
And that's what Chicago was saying. Why did you want to bring Atomic onto the G2 squad? Because he's annoying to play against. He's a hard player to play against. Up and down the field, defensively, offensively, he gets the job done. And he's been a crucial part of the ND squad. And he's brought over here to G2, and he's been performing here in the second go-around for G2. It has been much better. A little bit of practice goes a long way. And that has paid off here for G2.
It certainly has. NRG cruising to victory in the first event of this winter split. This has been anything but a cruise. Garrett, chance off the backboard, and he'll miss. Everyone's missing. JNAPS will come cleared out. I'm not sure if Garrett thought that this was going to get through.
Oh, nobody there for G2. Chicago doing his best to switch the field there. Now Justin looking for the backboard, uncontested, can't put it on target. Jared G was there. The defense holding strong for G2. Atomic, he'll launch that one over his teammate. And it's right back into the hands of NRG.
JNAPS off the wall. Atomic up to JNAPS. JNAPS trying to snipe that top corner. Justin had it covered. Justin again around Atomic. Garrett once more, but Chicago's streaking back. So speedy, not giving any space. Now Atomic, bar and out. The pinch, and it's cleared off, and you see Squishy with the chain dash. Trying to get to that ball. And bar down from Atomic. How did this go in?
I thought it was out. I thought it was too high. We were looking at Squishy chain dashing on the wall. Now Atomic, he'll just redirect that one on target off the bar, and nobody there for NRG. They were playing it going below the bar, but coming off the bar, it's tough to defend. And G2 now, up by 1.
Atomic has been incredible. And Atomic again, threatening the goal. Tap up. NRG, are they running out of gas? Has G2 refueled? Atomic again, the 50. I think he was trying to go for a block, but nobody from NRG made contact.
Nobody was even stepping up to the plate. And now Chicago has no boost to work with, has to take the challenge. And this one coming back to Chicago, he'll put it just wide. Atomic will make sure NRG can't hold on to it.
And there's that annoying play from Atomic. Scoop up the ball, take it to the corner, steal the boost.
Oh. And then he gets back on defense and makes a save as well. Yeah, it's a perfect example of why he's annoying. He doesn't let you have the ball. Even if it's to the detriment of maybe his offense. He doesn't want you to have the free clear, the free possession.
Atomic likes to make this on his own terms. And now Garrett through the defense. I was expecting a challenge. How did he manage to get through here? We'll take another look on the replay.
Oh man, what a touch. What a touch from Garrett. Wave dash to the right, cut it back to the left, and push it past Atomic. Garrett G keeping his team in this one. 40 seconds left. Here comes JNAPS. It's saved off the crossbar from Squishy. JNAPS still trying to threaten here. Right off the kickoff, sparks fly for G2's offense, but they can't break through.
And that last play, I mean, you thought Atomic would get there to challenge. There was a defender behind him as well. We saw Justin get a bump. NRG back in this one. Struggling to get it out of their zone, however. JNAPS, the low pass. Chicago challenged. Atomic on the prowl. Garrett to the corner. Justin going to try to boom it. It's off the ceiling. Squishy is there, and we've got overtime yet again.
I was going to say, NRG maybe could have gone on the offense there, but I think it's the smart play to not force it. Into overtime we go. It's been a very tight contest here between NRG and G2. Plenty of overtimes have happened, and Atomic, he's trying to put this one away! Holy smokes! Atomic with a second touch, and he puts away NRG!
Atomic going nuclear again! That double tap, a thing of beauty. G2, a statement game. And is there a more annoying player to play against? I mean, we are witnessing how difficult Atomic can make life for the opposing team.
Well, it's pretty annoying when he's putting away shots like that right off the rip. What can you say? What can you do if you're NRG? That's just what Atomic does to anybody. And boy, he has put on a show here in this game in particular. You talk about even the plays earlier. That shot from him in the replay right there off the crossbar, getting the job done defensively as well. Boy, he has been something special for G2 against NRG, particularly in this game and in this series.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a question mark early on. Obviously, we saw him mess up on that hit, tried to make things better, ended up passing it out into the middle. The one goal that made the difference. That lit a fire under Atomic. Atomic is leaving it all out there on the pitch. The effort that he's bringing, the precision. That might be enough to put G2 over the top.
Certainly is enough to put them on top right now. Atomic wanted another touch. Didn't find it. Chicago with space. Cuts it to the right. Puts it to the right. Off the post and in. And Atomic, the G2 offense, was pushing the players around on the NRG side. You see it chase Garrett and then try to get a piece of Justin. That's what bought the space for Chicago to put that one home.
Yeah, being more annoying yet again. Making Garrett slow to the play. You saw Garrett jump in desperation. And Chicago, I mean, that isn't how you usually draw up the flicks, but it worked. G2 trying to get some momentum. Chicago had that just out of reach. Squishy will stay on it. Flick attempt. Easily saved by Chicago. See now an infield pass.
Oh,
Garrett sniping the bar or the post side. That was a gorgeous passing play from NRG, and Garrett finding the slot.
That is a perfect, I mean, that's a world-class pass and a world-class shot right there. I mean, just two things married together in that play. And NRG, that's how you do it. In traffic, Justin found Garrett. Wonderfully done.
And JNaps, he was inches away from getting a piece of that ball, and if he can push that just a little bit, then Garrett's probably putting that wide.
A little ping pong here on the, or pinball rather, on the G2 side. They're able to get it out. Atomic baiting in Garrett. Now JNaps going towards net. He gets bumped out of the way. Atomic left him to get a bump on the last man. Now Squishy, he'll drop it in front of the net. Justin shot down. He'll put it away. And NRG back on top.
Talk about dropping the hammer. Justin getting up early. And the power on that shot. Atomic attempting the wraparound save, but no go. And NRG take the lead, bouncing right back.
Here's JNaps with a flick to the back wall. Garrett can't hold on to it. Oh, he still made the save. Another shot comes out from Chicago. The slow defense from NRG made up for by Garrett's perfect play there to salvage the defense for NRG.
G2 trailing. NRG finding some offense. And they're looking for more. Squishy letting it bounce. Pinch will send it back. Half flip from Justin to control. He'll pop it high over to Garrett G. Garrett losing control of that touch. But Atomic, a weak hit, but Chicago bailing him out. Double commit, however. And now it's a race between Justin and Atomic. Atomic will get the tip.
Oh. Justin didn't have any help there in the corner anyways. And now a race back to the NRG side. Here's JNaps trying to put it on target. Chicago into the corner as well. Everyone rotating out for G2. They know this one's coming back. Justin, a race to the ball. Beats JNaps there. Squishy trying to drop it back. And Atomic there to clear it home, or clear it away. And with no boost, no follow-up coming out, Chicago accidentally puts that one in a dangerous spot for JNAPS, and he does clear it away, but Garrett still winning some challenges here on the G2 side.
And that was smart from Garrett, recognizing that pinch opportunity, using the defender. And almost resulted in a goal. Now infield pass, lower corner blocked out by Garrett G.
That was a perfect pass from JNAPS. An Atomic quality placement there, but the defense just perfectly positioned. And now a big miss here from Atomic. Has to get back to it, makes up for the whiff. He won't quit on the play. And now a tough roll for NRG's defense. They deal with it nicely here as Justin. He's got to beat the defense by himself. Takes a challenge. He'll muscle it through. NRG up by 2.
And you see the defense thinking that Justin might go for a flick, but Justin opting to just wait and then uses his second jump to get that extra little bit of height to power that through on the 50. Justin, his mind seems to be a step ahead in almost all situations.
Great work from Justin, especially since he was alone downfield against G2 and so smart to take that challenge. NRG, a cushion for them here in game 4, and a very important game 4. Here's Chicago. Couple of bumps come out. This one's free for JNAPS. He'll put the shot on, but Justin diving in front of the net. Another save from Garrett. G2 on the goal line, and they still can't push it through.
Oh, you saw Justin not wanting to use any of the 20 boost he had in the tank. Boost more precious than gold in this game. Garrett, where's the back wall? JNAPS, panic flip. Justin, crossing it. NRG happy to waste this time. The pinch will go all the way back to Garrett. Squishy with the demo at midfield. And now space for Justin. Wow. And surely that will be the final nail in the coffin for G2 in game 4.
And that certainly is a death sentence. Space for Justin. And boy, did he get it inside the box on the G2 side. And that's credit to his teammates doing a good job moving that ball around. And of course, Garrett chasing people as well. 4-1 is the score. And NRG, they have taken over this game and are trying to take over this series.
And last game, it was completely taken over by Atomic. He looked unbeatable. 18 seconds into overtime, hitting that double tap. Atomic lights out, but this game, oh, Garrett G, one more for the highlight reel.
And why not? Squishy serves him up, and he'll knock it down. A second touch, the defense just watching him do it as well.
It even gets bumped there. He gets bumped, but it makes no difference.
Nah, he can hang on. He knew he was putting that one away. 5-1 now is the score, and boy, NRG, they have come roaring back against G2. Maybe one more. Justin lays it back for Garrett. They're not quitting, and they've been very efficient in this game. 8 shots, 5 goals on the 8 shots for NRG. G2 have 11 shots and only 1 goal to show for it. NRG tie up this series.
And this seems like we've been in the final stretch of a marathon. Each runner trying to take their time at attempting a breakaway, but it just doesn't work. The General NRG, a 5-1 commanding victory over G2, who in just last game, it looked like Atomic was starting to peak. This game, only 164 points. Only see G2 get a single goal. It was close at the beginning, but then NRG pulled away.
Yeah, they did a great job of putting away a lot of those shots that G2 just weren't able to get to. There was a lot of physical play, I think, coming out from NRG as well, which is not something that's usual in their play style, but definitely showed here against G2. It was some impressive stuff, especially when you consider the ups and downs of G2. You know, some games they're amazing, and then other games they bring it back down. And NRG, they've been very, very consistent here in both the series that we've seen, and that type of consistencies will bring you championships.
It's true. I mean, if you don't let that emotion affect you, you try to stay level. I believe Wavepunk had a brilliant graphic on how to do that on the pre-show, yesterday? But regardless, NRG trying to stay even. G2 making it tough, already pressing.
Double.
We see
It's
double
open.
demo,
It's wide
open net, and Chicago. All he had to do was put it on target because Atomic took out the entire defense.
There's not much to break down. Atomic took away the defense from NRG. There's nobody there. He got a double demo at Chicago. That's the easiest shot he'll get today. And a 1-0 lead, starting off on the right foot here for G2. And a lot of these games haven't gone their way right off the rip. Maybe another one. Chicago puts it down, but a huge save from Justin to keep G2 at 1.
And the boost steal as well, but Justin on low boost, making defenders miss. And Atomic and Chicago both getting a demo. Net vulnerable, Justin getting back in net as quickly as possible, hoping that he could stop the certain shot from G2 that was on its way.
It feels like very clearly in the game plan here for this game, demos, the physical play coming out from G2, and it certainly worked. A couple of double demos have really been a thorn for the defense of NRG, obviously leaving their net open, and there's not much you can do about that.
And Atomic getting another bump on Justin.
Oh, what a pass.
But Justin reading the lane. Pinch from the corner, now pinch off this ceiling and down. Chicago taking it to the air. Squishy, the challenge, right back to Atomic. Atomic banging it. Justin going for a double. But JNAP's able to get a piece of it. Garrett sees, yeah, he sees Squishy upfield, but Squishy still had to go all the way down for that corner boost.
G2 sometimes, you know, with the compliments we give their offense, sometimes they'll all back off at the same time. Here comes Justin. He can't get a hold of it, and that gives the time and space for NRG to set something up. Another quality pass, no one there. Squishy was a little bit late, but he still puts it home, and NRG are able to tie it up.
Now we see JNAP's missing on that challenge. Atomic also trying to flip in front of the shot, no go. And NRG, they managed to fight back in this one. A bit of a defensive breakdown from G2.
Justin already has 6 saves in this game. 500 score. We're not even at halftime. The only thing he's done is made those saves. No shots, no goals, no assists. And you can think back to early in this game. Very crucial saves coming out from Justin to keep this one tied up.
What a long journey it's been. The game 7s, everything coming down to this, and it looks like we have a pause coming in, so we will share what that's all about as soon as we have word. I do see some in-game chat that says Atomic is experiencing some connection difficulties, so we'll wait on final word on what exactly the pause is for, but we will have the game back as soon as we can. It's tied up 1 apiece. Under half the game left to go, and Corelli, again, this is a situation. G2 seem to have the momentum, but NRG, they find that one gap in the G2 defense, and now things tied up. And this is such a swing game. If you win this one, going to be on match point going into game 6.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we talk about crucial games all the time. Swing games, like you said, this one bigger than the rest for sure. One of the biggest things, though, for G2, if we could talk about them for just a second, it feels like the rotation has been completely changed up for G2 as it was before with Dries. Atomic coming onto this roster has made, I think, G2 a more holistic approach to the rotation here in this series, especially against NRG. But I think just overall, when you look at the way G2 is playing, everyone's involved in both sides of the field. It's no longer just Chicago and JNAPs, right? When everyone talked about G2's offense and what made G2 so special, it was the Chicago and JNAPs tandem downfield. And of course, Dries did a great job on this team. When you bring on Atomic, there's a little bit of push and pull happening, right? Because I think Atomic's a little bit different of a player. He's not just going to sit back. He wants to be involved. And to be fair, from what we've seen from him, you want him involved on your offense. And I think that's really forced Chicago and JNAPs to maybe more adapt to him rather than Atomic adapting to the G2 beast that we've seen in the past seasons. And I think that's actually a benefit. This is a good thing for G2. They're evolving, and you're seeing that against a strong squad like NRG. And I think it's paying off for G2 right now.
It certainly is. I think the question everyone is thinking is, will it be enough? This NRG team, they have been so dominant for so long. They are that team in North America. And you know, for everyone else who's trying to get to that point, they're thinking, well, somebody's got to do it. And G2, they think it's going to be them. And I mean, you even see the way that NRG describes G2 on Twitter or whenever they're talking about them. Even Garrett in interviews in the past, they say that G2 plays like the best team in the world at times. And with Atomic, they have only gotten better. And Corelli, I think Atomic, he brings a substance to G2 similar to what Justin brings to NRG. It's that ability to just generate goals out of what seems to be thin air, and in those moments where you need to hit the shot to be able to do it. We saw that from Atomic, obviously, in the games, but to do that when the entire match, when the entire tournament is on the line is something entirely different. We know that Justin has that in him. Does anyone from G2 have that in them as well? Atomic is restarting his internet. We're going to try to get him back in here as soon as we can. We will be starting out from kickoff as well. I believe about 2 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock. But Corelli, G2, this is the final stretch for them.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, G2 have had success before, right? You talk about their regional win in Regional 3. They were looking very strong going into the major. And, you know, this is, I think, kind of a return to that form, obviously with a different roster. But, you know, I think they were disappointing the first go around here in winter. Now I think you're seeing that true potential. And realistically, if they win or lose the series, I don't think that changes my opinion about G2. I think it's the consistency. That's the big question for G2. Because like you were mentioning earlier, you know, NRG have said before, G2, they can play like the best team in the world at times, but can we get that consistently? But that's the special thing about NRG. They do bring that consistency. And G2, you can see it. You can see what this team can do at the highest level. But these games have been very up and down for G2. Some games it's amazing, right? Other games it's not bad. It's just not up to that super high level, right? And it's tough to hit that level. But the execution required is so high for G2 that sometimes not even these great players can hit it. And sometimes NRG does a better job of just kind of breaking them down and then chipping away at that defense, which has been shaky from G2 at times.
It certainly has. And even in this last game, just looking at it, it seems like the ups and downs for G2 following a bit of the ups and downs for Atomic and we've seen how high Atomic can bring the team. And like you said, Corelli, it's that consistency that is in question. And also when you talk about great players, you know, it's one thing to be very good at Rocket League. It's another thing entirely to be very good in the most high pressure situation that is win or lose, win or go home. And you know, that is where players are made great in the context of the history of the game. And that is the type of context we're talking about with teams like NRG, teams like G2. G2, you know, even these players on G2 have gotten to that last dance, the final hurdle, and fallen just short. And now this is a great opportunity for them. Even though it's not the world stage right now, it's just the North American stage. This for G2 would be huge for them as they try to inch closer and closer to that vision, to that dream of being that #1 team in the world.
Right. And we've seen North American rosters in particular in this last roster window, you know, make changes that are geared towards, look, we want to be good in North America, but we're looking at the international competition. And some teams that even had success, like G2 did have success last split, are trying to elevate that roster, not only domestically, but internationally, as we get things kicked off back. 2:22 on the clock. Kickoff we go. We're still tied up here in Game 5.
It is not enough to be good. These players want to be the best. And we will find out who the best in North America is. This series winding down. Squishy, air dribble to the 50, pinching out. It's a race to the ball, a good bounce, but Squishy goes by him. Atomic taking the space. First touch, trying to bring it under control, but you see, it was too far away. The first touch, not what Atomic was looking for, but there's a demo on Justin. Garrett challenged and will get a piece of it. Bounce shot. Easily handled. Atomic going to try to take that off of JNAPS. JNAPS with full boost. Gets demoed. Justin saw exactly what JNAPS was trying to do.
Wanted to pop that one up. Now here comes Garrett. Back the other way. Justin looking for some space. Coming up on a minute left. Squishy's getting bumped around by JNAPS, so no follow-up here for NRG. Squishy does get a touch. As G2 trying to put something together. Atomic. Will he beat Justin to it? No, he won't. Justin with a quality second touch to get over that man in the midfield. As JNAPS looking for Atomic again. He's been that point man for G2 many times, but Chicago and JNAPS just haven't been able to get to him. Now Justin wants to put it on target. JNAPS to turn it away.
JNAPS, such a smart read on that one. We saw him get beat by that double tap from Justin going for the clear. But that stop to break down the play. Now off the ceiling, Chicago off the crossbar, and Atomic! He will finish the play. G2 move ahead in these waning moments.
28 seconds left on the clock, and you gotta come up big. Chicago, I thought for sure, was actually gonna score that himself. He came down almost uncontested. With a little bit high into Atomic there to put it home. Again, late heroics here between these two teams. This time, maybe not at 0 seconds. Chicago almost getting another one. And now it's up to NRG. Can Garrett, excuse me, put something away? Squishy, he wants a shot as well. It's high. Justin's there, but the shot's wide. Garrett again is there. NRG threatening. 5
Squishy's
seconds
waiting.
left. Justin's on the far side. No one's there from NRG. 0 seconds left on the clock. Justin trying to get to it to keep it up. JNAPS surely can clear this one out. And Atomic into the corner. NRG can't keep it up. And G2 stay alive.
Atomic, after the internet restart, coming in refreshed, finishing off that goal to get that go-ahead for G2. G2 closing out this game. It was down to the wire yet again. Another threatening play by NRG in those final moments. But the general NRG falling just short, and this has been a nail-biter. And Corelli, it seems like it would only be fitting for this series to also go the distance. It's been back and forth. We've seen NRG blow G2 out, G2 stabilize, and now they are on tournament point, and they can win it all. Another chance to do it. They had a chance in Game 7 last series, and now they have a chance to do it again.
One thing they have to do to be a world-class team, you got to clutch up, you got to close out, and that's the opportunity in front of G2 at the moment. And they've certainly earned it. Again, 12 shots in that game to the 9 of NRG, and that was coming out of a lot of saves from Justin. He had 6 in the end. He had 6 for most of that game, if not all the game. He had 6 right off the bat. NRG's defense has been extremely strong against G2's offense, and it's a tough offense to have a good defense against. But does G2 have what's in them to take down NRG in such a huge series?
Well, that is the question on top of everybody's minds, and we will try to get to that as soon as we can. It seems that Atomic is still having a bit of internet issues, so we are going to try to get that resolved as soon as we can to get Game 6 as soon as possible. So we will be working on that, and hopefully Atomic can figure out how to address that so that we can find a resolution to this one, Corelli. He's been such a key part as well, so you can't really blame G2 for wanting to take that extra time to make sure that he's in a good spot.
Yeah, no, and it's important, especially for G2. If I'm on G2, I want Atomic feeling good. And that's, he's been so huge for them on both sides of the field. We've already talked about that so many times. And I think for him, he wants to be feeling good himself. So, of course, we're going to need to, looks like probably a server reset here for Atomic, as things have been difficult for him as connection-wise. I don't know what's happening, but we'll see if we can find a good server for him, because G2 certainly want to be on the level playing field going into what could potentially be the last game.
Yep, and we're also going to be getting a new server as well, so that will be a bit of a delay. So we will get that as soon as we can.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
As we get that going, Corelli, I think what we'll do is we will go to a quick break. As soon as we get this lobby back up and going, we will have the resummation of this final series. We'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. And welcome back, and thank you for your patience as we resolve the connection issues with Atomic. Hopefully things are good now. They should be, and we will be getting Game 6 underway here on Neo Tokyo in just a moment.
Yep, possibly the conclusion here if G2 can hold out against NRG. It's been an up and down tournament for NRG, dropping a series to Rogue early on, and then of course being knocked down into the lower bracket by G2 earlier. They got their revenge once. NRG's got to do it again. They've got to win 2 more games. G2 within striking distance as Atomic. He's fixed his connection and already firing off shots.
JNaps with space, wanted to go for a flip reset play. He saw the ball bounce a bit too far out of reach. Tournament life on the line for NRG. This has been so back and forth. The first series going the distance. NRG only getting here after reverse sweeping FaZe in a best of 7. It's been a battle of the Titans as well. G2 and NRG. The amount of back and forth we've seen, the 0-second plays, the overtimes. This series, this matchup has had it all.
And we expect a conclusion like we've seen before with some of these overtimes and 0-second goals. Coming up in a minute through, it's Squishy. He's got a wide open net. He backflips. He got called off. Justin will put it away, and NRG up by 1.
And you saw the double commit. Atomic and JDAP Chicago, they're too slow. He knew he was all in at that point. A defensive breakdown for G2. NRG capitalize.
And a great start for NRG. A lot of these games have led to victories for them when they've led right off the bat. And for NRG, looking to hunt for another one. Here comes Squishy, floating behind the ball. This one kicks out towards Justin. Now Atomic in a dangerous position. Tries to push it by, isn't able to.
JNaps, boom off the ceiling. Chicago going for the corner. Atomic the 50, Squishy trying to bang it out. Justin streaking in to help, 2 go now. Garrett last back. Squishy's out of boost. Justin air dribbling it across the center, confident that he can get that to Garrett.
Oh, look at the space.
Just bails.
So much space for Squishy. He couldn't do much with it. Had the run up and everything. Now here comes Justin. No boost for him. Atomic, it's a weak clear. Tries to get a dunk, does so. Chicago over to Atomic. Back to Chicago. Shot on target. Justin can't get back, and we're tied up.
The presence of mind for Atomic. He's kicks it in reverse, does a backflip right to Chicago. To hit that backwards and put it on Chicago's nose like that, that was wonderful timing. Brilliantly done by G2.
Coming up on halftime, and G2 finding a very important equalizer, trying to end this series, but NRG not going down without a fight right now. Here's Chicago, space to work with. No boost though, has to cut it by, got Justin to jump. Still trying to push Squishy out of the way, he does by Atomic. And still G2 cannot break through.
Oh, and a big boost steal from Garrett in the corner. Garrett now into the play. First touch airborne. Trying to 50 it. Justin will be in position. Chicago getting bumped. Squishy cheating up, and that ball rolling all the way back to NRG's corner. The bounce out to Atomic. Goes for net. Justin has to clear it out. And that's good for G2. The back pass to JNaps. Atomic cuts off the ball. Trying to be unpredictable, perhaps, but you wonder if leaving that would have been the better option.
Ooh, chances for G2. NRG doing well to cut off. The ball's coming out from the corner. Here's Chicago over to JNaps, looking for Atomic again. And you know NRG is going to be stacking the net, players waiting for G2 to throw it downfield. This one comes out to Atomic again. Justin there to eat it up on the back wall, and a second touch will bail out NRG.
Chicago trying to make the solo play happen. Final minute. one still could go either way. NRG's life on the line. G2 a chance to clutch it. Squishy booming it. Space for JNaps. He'll turn and pops it straight off the ceiling. Second effort into the middle to Chicago. Oh! Chicago threads the needle and G2 take the lead.
And look at the pass coming out from JNaps perfectly across the box. Nobody there from NRG. Space and time for Chicago. The shooter for G2. And he might have just won this series.
Is that the tournament winning goal? Final 30 seconds. Hard bounce. Squishy didn't make the read. Nobody does.
Uh-oh.
Justin trying to tip it out to the middle in Chicago. Clearing it to safety. Atomic will catch it and do a dribble. The flick off the backboard. A miss from Justin. But Squishy dribbling it over to Justin off the corner. Out to Garrett. Garrett! Whoa! The shot's high and it's tipped out. JNaps. Final chance for NRG. It's going to take another 0-second goal.
Oh my goodness.
And it's not going to be enough. G2 are the NASCAR Rocket League 351 champions.
351, that's the number of points they win. And G2 have done it. The roster change has paid off. They've taken down the kings of North America. Atomic. Boy, did he produce here against NRG.
Oh, man. I mean, we had to wait a little bit for that to end. Atomic having some internet issues, but man, did he overcome that. Did G2 overcome it, Corelli? They were in a situation where NRG, this Goliath of North America, they have an unbelievable series versus FaZe. They take G2 to Game 7 and win it. It seems like NRG is doing the unthinkable, and it's coming down to Game 6, a game that generally NRG historically is going to win. You expect them to win it and force Game 7, but G2, they did it. They clutched it. They made it happen. They got that win. And this is why they made the move, Corelli. This is why they brought in Atomic, was to be the best in North America and maybe the world.
Like we said, it's paid off here for G2. There was a lot of questions surrounding the roster change. Why would you replace Dries? They performed well domestically, at least. And look, they're still performing domestically, maybe even better with the way Atomic's been playing here for G2. And what a way to introduce this roster after a shaky start. They come out, they take down the Kings, and they've looked good doing it.
Oh, that was a spectacular series and event. I mean, as a fan of Rocket League, how can you hate what you just saw? The 0-second goals, G2 dethroning NRG, who's been dominant, and even, you know, NRG, credit to them playing through sickness, but overall, you could just tell G2, they were playing their game. They were playing special Rocket League out there, especially that goal. Maybe to me, one of the best goals I've seen in a long time. Atomic pre-jumping at 0 seconds to get that goal against NRG was unbelievable stuff. Truly inspired Rocket League that we saw today from Atomic, Chicago, JNaps, the entire crew over at G2. Congratulations to them on the win. And to break everything that we just saw down, we're going to head back to the desk.